I know I'm live. I've just messed up. I'm really sorry. I messed right up. I'm still going to talk to you all though, but I forgot about something. Now I will be live. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is the UEFA Champions League draw live reaction on the United Stand, and I hope you're all doing very, very well this evening of Thursday the 30th of August. So we're here for the Champions League draw, and we are obviously hoping that Manchester United, well, at least we are in the draw. That's what I would say from Manchester United. As we stand at the moment, we are in the draw, and Chelsea and Arsenal aren't. So, you know, you can talk about goal difference, you can talk about how many points you've got after 3 league games, but come October, November, those lovely autumnal nights on a Wednesday and a Tuesday, we'll be playing Champions League football. You'll be waiting till Thursday. So, you know, there is a little bit of an opportunity there for us Manchester United fans to feel at least... It's the at least card, isn't it? At least we're in the Champions League. So the way the draw is going to work, we are in the draw,
League draws,
and Chelsea and Arsenal aren't. So you know, have to give out prizes for the best haircut and all sorts of stuff intertwined with the actual draw. So we will intertwine with chat on the live comments. So that's what we will do. But I can give you some, and I will give you bits. There are 4 pots in this Champions League draw, and there will be Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Juventus, PSG, and Lokomotiv Moscow are in pot 1. So United will have to play, obviously not Man City because they're English. So we could get Madrid. We will get either Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, PSG, or Lokomotiv Moscow. Now, a lot of people will say from pot 1, I want Lokomotiv Moscow, Mark. Well, do you? Do you really want Lokomotiv Moscow? Let me know if you do, because I don't want Lokomotiv Moscow. I'm going to be unorthodox here, and I'm going to say I would like Juventus. I was talking to Flex yesterday. He was saying, I'll be doing the fan cams, so I want some nice places to go. And I said, well, Paris, you know, you get on with the cameraman quite well. But no, I think we both agreed that Juventus and Turin, Ronaldo, would be nice. Now, I suppose the train of thought is that if you were, Smooth Gaming says, I want Juventus, so Ronaldo is at Old Trafford. Going to Russia always sucks. Christopher N. Exactly, that was one of the things I was going to say. Lokomotiv Moscow, we'll go through all the pots. Pot A is basically Seed 1 group, so that's going to be the best teams. But if we got Lokomotiv Moscow, who are on paper the best team, it's a git of a drive to Moscow, or flight, so we don't really want to go to Moscow. I don't want to play Lokomotiv Moscow. We don't want to go to Moscow. But that will leave us with a very, very, very good draw. A very, very good draw on paper. Whether it's Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Juventus. So one of those will be fantastic. And we've got a very good chance of getting those. So out of those teams, let's talk about those first. One Liverpool says he wants Madrid. You are a Liverpool fan, I presume. Please do share the video if you are watching. This is the UEFA Champions League live draw reaction on the United Stand, but it doesn't matter if you support Liverpool or Man City. You probably haven't got a fan channel if you're Man City, you see. Or who else are in it? Tottenham. We will be obviously going through the draw and talking about it, but we will be doing it with a Manchester United edge. So yeah, look, my spoiler on this is that I don't know the draw. There's no hot balls or anything like that going on. People will know what I mean. I'm not being sordid. But I would like a really tough group. I would like a really tough group for Manchester United, because what are we not getting at United? What are we not getting at Manchester United at the moment? We are not getting entertained, are we? So I think, you know what? If Mourinho's the right manager, he should be able to beat Juventus, Dortmund, Galatasaray, whoever. I don't want us to get Moscow, Basel and bloody Liechtenstein's team or whatever like that. I don't want that, because it's like we'll flatter to deceive, we'll scrape our way through. I would rather we got a really, really, really tough group, and then if Mourinho is going to be the right man and these are going to be the right players, let's go and beat them. Let's beat these teams and then let's develop this team. Or the alternative is we get absolutely smashed by everybody. and Mourinho's gone by Christmas, which is what some people want. So I don't want an easy group. I don't want an easy group. I want United to be tested. I want to be excited, and that's what I want. In the Man City documentary, you can see what a real coach looks like, says Stephen Truss. There's always one. You really, Ahmed, I was at Old Trafford last night. I think some people need to understand reality and banter. I have been to Old Trafford numerous times. In fact, if you've watched the United stand for the last 3 years, I've been to Old Trafford about 7 or 8 times during that time. And a lot before I did the United stand. Obviously, I go a lot less now because I do a lot of stuff on the United stand. But, yes. Tough group, less rotating, tougher league, says Kian. Which Madrid would you prefer? Atletico or Real Madrid? I don't mind. I mean, let's go to that pot A then. Everybody in the live comments, tell me the team that you want out of Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, PSG, Lokomotiv Moscow. So in the comments, and I'll tell you which team comes out the most. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, PSG or Lokomotiv Moscow, because we can't have Man City. 8 teams, obviously. Yeah, we can't have Man City. So, which one would you go for? Juventus, Smooth Gaming says, yeah. Give me PSG, says Ewan Hacking. Give me PSG, bro. And Juventus. Yeah, I've lured you in with Juventus. I want Juventus. Lokomotiv. Ryan would like a trip to Moscow. Atletico for AJ Galox. Anurag wants them as well. Louis Raymond wants them. Lee Newman wants Juventus. A few Real Madrids there. We've got a Real Madrid from Danny Vels. Kian O'Halloran says, I'm with you. I want a hard group. Good. Nice one, Kian. Juventus any day, says the rated review. We've got Man City from Ahmed, who's obviously not with the programme because you can't get an English club in the group stages. Real Madrid, Lewis Martin. There's a few thickos in here, actually, because we've had Man City a few times. We've even had Liverpool now. You can't have an English club in your group in the group stage. Don't worry if you're thick. I'm only having a bit of banter with you because I put out, it's on Twitter, I don't delete it when I make a mistake. I put it out on Twitter this morning. My dream group is Juventus, Inter Milan, and I think it was Monaco. Well, you can't have 2 teams from Italy in there, so I was bloody dreaming. I was still asleep. Juventus, Bayern, says Alex Pinkney. Yeah, Flex said yesterday he doesn't want Bayern Munich because he's been there about 3 times in the last year. We have been to, but well, we only played them in a friendly, didn't we? We should have a hard group, says Vibaf. We need a tough group, says Dom. PSG, Gary Churchill. PSG would be a nice little trip. Manchester, Juventus. I think Juventus is coming out on top. Juventus, then PSG, Real Madrid, and Bayern. Not many people have mentioned Barcelona. But yes, so that's Group A. For those joining us a little bit late, we're just going through the groups at the moment while they're setting up the show. So we will definitely play from pot 1. We'll definitely get Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, PSG or Lokomotiv Moscow. We're in pot 2, so that is a little bit irrelevant. Pot 2 has got Borussia Dortmund in it, Porto in it, Manchester United in it, Shakhtar Donetsk in it, Benfica, Napoli, Spurs and Roma. So we can't get any of those teams. But Man City will get either Dortmund, Porto, Shakhtar, Benfica, Napoli or Roma. And the same for Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool will potentially get quite a good, tough group because they're in pot 3. I don't know how the pots work. They did get to the final last year, didn't they? But they're in the worst pot. So Liverpool will definitely get Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona from pot A, one of those tough teams. And then also from pot 2, they're going to get either Dortmund, Porto, Shakhtar, Donetsk, Benfica, Napoli or Roma. Although I think Liverpool will probably be stronger than most of those pot 2 teams. So pot 2 is irrelevant to us. Pot 3 is where we'll get our second team from. So we'll get a decent team from pot 1, as we say. I think many of us want Juventus, some want PSG, some want Real Madrid. Pot 3, we'll definitely get a team from here. Schalke, Lyon, AS Monaco, Ajax, CSKA Moscow, PSV Eindhoven and Valencia. So Again, there's a Moscow team in there. I don't want us to go to Moscow. I don't. We've been there for the World Cup. I'm fed up of Russia. I'm bored. We need a break from it. So, Schalke, Lyon, Monaco, Ajax, CSKA Moscow, PSV Eindhoven, or Valencia. I'd like Valencia. I wouldn't have a problem with Valencia. Again, a good footballing team. I wouldn't mind Lyon or Monaco. I mean, Schalke, Ajax, CSKA Moscow, PSV. I don't see us having any problems with any of those teams. So I would quite like Valencia or Monaco. I think they're the two best teams from pot 3. I wouldn't mind any of those. So let me know in live comments what you would prefer. Schalke, Lyon, Monaco, Ajax, CSKA Moscow, PSV Eindhoven, or Valencia. Let us know what you would prefer out of that group. Ajax, mate, says Andre Guter. You know what? I've been sleeping on Ajax because a lot of people I thought would want Ajax because of Daley Blind. Man United wants Lyon. Pedro Romero wants Arsenal. Arsenal just want to be in they just want to be in the tournament, mate. They're not in it. We need a tough group. I don't care, says Hal now. And forget Moscow, says Matthew Highland. Ajax for the blind, says Ajax for blind. Sorry, I got that one wrong. Valencia says I Misty Crafts. A few for Monaco. You okay, let me just get rid of you. Juventus, do you think we'll do well in the Champions League, Brendan Wood? I'm going to talk about that in a moment. I just want to complete the draw bit, please. Monaco, Ajax rematch, says Natunk. PSV, Wolves, Villa, Ajax. I think most people want Ajax. I think most people want Ajax from that group. So remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. You're all welcome. Drop a like on the video. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes and we'll pull Juventus out. I think if we get 1,000 likes, we'll get Juventus. I've just got a funny feeling. I think we're going to get Juventus anyway, really. But do drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. And there will be a normal 8 o'clock show tonight as well. This is just a one-off because it's the Champions League draw. And please do share the video. There is a share button. It's underneath. You click share. You can share the link on Twitter and on Facebook. And what we normally do after the show is we get a little, actually, I can do it right now. So I know that at Red Harrow 1 has shared the video because we've got a little thing on here that tells us anybody who shares it on Twitter. So you've just had a little bit of a shout out there at Red Harrow 1, and I've just liked your tweet as well. So share it on Twitter and on Facebook with the share button and we'll give you a shout out. So yes, if you get what you want, if you tell you what you want, what you really want, if you get what you want, people, you will get Juventus and Ajax. And then the final group part will be this. Seb's not happy. Bedtime. No, it's not bedtime at 5:05. He's still not happy about the Spurs result. Pot 4. Now, this is the crap pot. There's no English teams in here. It's absolutely crap. Now, I'm setting myself up for a joke here because young boys are in this. So people are going to say, Goldbridge wants young boys. You know, a few years ago, we were in work and we were talking about football and young boys were playing Spurs, I think. And one of us said, does anyone know anything about young boys? And somebody stupidly took the bait and typed it into Google. And within about 2 hours, IT had been down to speak to them. Because that's what happened if you do a little bit of research on those. But Victoria Pleasant, Club Bruges, Galatasaray, Young Boys, Inter Milan, Hoffenheim, Red Star Belgrade and AEK Athens. So there are a few banana skins in there. Club Galatasaray would be a tough trip to Turkey and they're not a bad team. Inter Milan. If we don't get Juventus, I want Inter Milan from this group. So we're working into permutations now because if we got Juventus in pot 1, we can't get Inter Milan because you can't have 2 Italian teams in. So if we don't get Juventus, I want Inter Milan from this group or I want Galatasaray because it will just be a really... I don't want Galatasaray because going to Turkey can be quite dangerous and I don't want that to happen. I don't want anything bad things to happen. But I think traditionally Red Star Belgrade would be quite an interesting game for United. Red Star Belgrade and Victoria Pleasant. I mean, they're crap, aren't they? Club Bruges, crap. Galatasaray. We're going to get beat by Club Bruges now. Galatasaray, Galatasaray, Inter Milan, Hoffenheim got a good manager. They'd be quite interesting. or Red Star Belgrade. Don't really want AEK Athens, don't want Club Brugge, don't want Young Boys, and don't want Victoria Plazen. So let me know what you want out of those. You've got Victoria Plazen, Club Brugge, Galatasaray, Young Boys, Inter Milan, Hoffenheim, Red Star Belgrade, or AEK Athens. Let me know what you think in the live comments. The draw hasn't started yet, so we will be talking about United next and what we think. Well, we'll talk about United. We'll also talk about the other English clubs. We may as well do that. Leeds fan got shot in Galatasaray, says Chronic Tysak. I think two of them actually got stabbed, didn't they, and died. So this, I don't want to say those things about Turkey because it's not fair, but also on the other hand, you don't want people, do you? There, Red Star. A lot of people want Red Star. Bogomir wants it. Phil Foster wants Inter. Danny Gel wants Red Star. I wonder if that's because where you're based, you've got that sort of name. Heel Hook says Red Star. You haven't got that sort of name. Young Boys. Reese Sharples wants Young Boys. Reese, I'm sorry. I was always going to do it. Peter says Red Star. Mike Thomas, AAK Athens. Serbia isn't near Russia, says Kikiriki. Bruges, Iana. What time's the draw? It's sort of starting now, but they do all sorts of messing around. I'll tell you what, they want to get a move on because it's a massive draw, isn't it, the first one? Always Red says he got stabbed in the head in Turkey. That doesn't sound very nice. So I hope you got over it all right. Well, you obviously got over it okay because she's talking to us in the live comments. But I hope well, there's nothing you can say when someone says I've been stabbed in the head. Get well soon. Hopefully you're already well. But yeah, it's just sympathy in general. We're Inter and we will steal Perisic in January, says Mike Thomas. The draw's not happened yet. It starts at 5 o'clock. It'll roll on probably for the next hour or so. I've got Mad Marcus in the house on the live comments. Thanks, Mad Marcus. Haven't seen any of the others tonight. Maybe we need to do a bit of recruiting, actually. I don't care about the group as long as I've got steak and chips for dinner, says Alejandro. He doesn't really. He says, I don't care about the group as long as we make it through and we don't have Valencia in the group because I'm from there. Okay, I want Valencia. Well, surely you want... Why wouldn't you want Valencia in the group? Oh, you're from there. Okay. So I was going to say, if you live there, you could go to the game. The show has started, Manan, it has. We'll be keeping you updated, don't worry. We've nearly got 500 likes, so thanks everyone who's done that. Pro Hit Marker, where can I watch the draw? It's on, I can shout out, I'm not bothered. BT, it's on BT Sports at the moment, or it's on the UEFA.com website. So don't tell her, don't say I don't ever give you anything. So there you go. We need a tough run to get us back on track. Ewan Hacking, now you're talking my language. You're typing it, English. But I agree with you. I want a tough group. I want a tough group. I've said it twice because I want it to be meaningful. So if I have my dream group is Juventus, Manchester United, obviously, Valencia, and Galatasaray or Red Star Belgrade. Yeah, that's why I want a really tough group. I do. I'm not scared. I'm not scared anymore. I want us to just play decent teams. That's what I want. So yeah, I hope we get it. I hope we get a really tough draw. That is what we need at Manchester United. We need a tough draw. We need kick up the backside football. That's what we need. So I hope that we get it. I do. In the context of what I think is going to happen with this draw, and well, they're going to draw some balls from a hat, aren't they? But no, in the context of the draw itself and what I want to see happening for Manchester United, I would like to see the group that I've said there. But I'm just laughing at Karius's mistake in the Champions League final. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. But what I want to see from Manchester... get in the live comments. Tell me what you think Manchester United are going to do. Oh, we've had a super chat here. Thank you, Alfie Thomas. He says, Juve, Ajax and Red Star would be a team group. A dream group. Yes, I agree with you. I want Real, Inter and Monaco. I don't know if they are in the same pot. Real, Inter and Monaco. Mate, I'll tell you what, that can happen. You've picked well. Well done. Ewan Hacking wants Young Boys as well as PSG and Inter. And those jokes aren't going to get old, are they? And GMS Salvation of the Elects. I would like to play with you. Oh, here we go. He's gone too blunt with it. Opinions on Celtic, Goldbridge, says Gareth Burns. Well, I'm not very good opinions on Celtic at the moment. If anyone watched my live stream on my channel today, bloody Celtic. That's all I'm going to say. Man United, Barcelona, Ajax. He's mentioned Celtic. Celtic aren't in it. Carabao Cup draws at 7 o'clock. I'm not going live for that. Carabao Cup can wait till 8 o'clock and I'll give you my reaction. But what do you think Manchester United can do in this Champions League? That is a very relevant question. So what do we think Manchester United can achieve in the Champions League? I think that this year we should definitely not be going in with low expectations about, oh, we're going to get a tough group, it's going to be tough to get out of the group. I think we might be saying that in half an hour's time. That's a really tough group. But I also think that Manchester United should be getting out of the group. We should be getting out of the group. So my minimum expectations for Manchester United, and I suppose this is quite an interesting thing, because we've said this about this time last season. We were saying that the Champions League quarter-final was the minimum Manchester United should achieve. And what did we achieve? We didn't achieve that. We were the round before. So expectations or progression has gone into reverse, because I would be saying at this point in time that it's all about Beckham at the moment. It's I love David Beckham. I just love David Beckham. But it's all about, I think, if we replicate what we did last season, that's probably our limit. I think last 16 is probably our limit. Because if you think about the quality of teams that are going to be in that last 16, we're probably not going to top our group, because the person who's going to top our group probably is going to be the Real Madrid or the Barcelona or the Juventus. So we're probably going to come second in our group, which means in the last 16 we're going to get whoever comes top in their group. So I don't think United can do any better than last 16, but I do expect us to get out of the group. So I'm going to read some of your comments. Always Red says round 16, maybe last 8, but can't see us near the final. Rozzy says he's hoping for the winners, so that would be Real Madrid. Kingdom says we've actually got a good Champions League squad, but we haven't got the right manager. Mr. Zaki Boy says I think we'll SHIT our house our way to the semis. I just have that feeling. Paul Taylor says, I think we're going to struggle to get out of the group on current form and the short-term future, which is not very inspiring, which is exactly why I want us to have a tough group, because I just think if we are going to underperform, let's get absolutely blasted by some really good teams to show the board the gap between us and where we should be. Because Manchester United, we should be getting to semi-finals of the Champions League. We should be in the top 4 teams in the world, and we're not getting anywhere near it. So if we can't get out of a group stage because we get absolutely hammered, then that is only going to show the board and the fans and the manager and the players how far away we are. So I don't want us to scam our way through a crap group. I want us to have a tough group. I do. Matt Powell says, we can do well. Mourinho has done it with Inter and Porto pragmatically. It's unlikely, but wouldn't write us off. Good. Yeah, I agree. The draw hasn't quite started yet. They've got David Beckham on stage at the moment. He's just getting his award. Absolute bloody legend. Which he is. He is absolutely fantastic, and we all love him very, very much. Well, I presume we do. I think he's an absolutely brilliant person, and I do really, really like him. So there we go. But let me have a quick look at your comments. Barca versus PSG again would be great, says Terrick. It can't happen. They're in the same group. They're in the same pot. And Barca, Ajax and Inter is very exciting if it happens, says Will Baker. Oh, yeah, imagine that. Imagine if we got like 3 really good teams in our group, so that every Champions League night we were like really looking forward to it. Because I think the group stage of the Champions League can be a little bit like, you're more looking at the Premier League, because especially we are going to be looking at the Premier League because we are playing catch up. So if we've got Carabao Cup midweek games, or we've got trips to Bruges or Old Trafford game against Bruges, we're going to be like, Premier League game at the weekend's more important. But if we've got Inter Milan or something like that, we're going to be like, that is absolutely banging. I just want to see Ronaldo back at Old Trafford and smash Juve, says Gent Tech. If Mourinho gets sacked, will Zidane come in January or straight away, says Denzel14. It's all if, buts and maybes. I like your United top, says One United. Yeah, this is the training top. It's just come out in the last month or so you can probably get it on, well, you can get it on the United website. Players need to play for the shirt, says Michael Jones. And Mad Marcus says Bex is a fantastic role model and a brilliant professional. He is absolutely brilliant. Love the guy. Well, I don't know what he's like. But as a person, but as a footballer in the way, as an ambassador, he does a good job. Has Martial signed a new deal, Mark? Says Aaron Mouse. Not yet, but it's looking encouraging if you want him to sign a deal, which I do. If Jose wins the Champions League, would you give him a 4th year? Yes. Yes, I would. I would. I think if he wins the Champions League, you've got to do it for him, haven't you? You've definitely got to give it to him. Please do drop a subscribe on the channel if you're new. The bottom right-hand corner, we're getting very, very close to 270,000 subscribers, so that would be fantastic if you are new and you are here for us. I mean, just one question that has come up a few times in the live comments is, what about who do we think is going to be or who do we think, do get in the live comments, is going to go furthest out of all the English clubs? Look, there's no shame in what I'm about to say. There is complete and utter contempt in what I'm about to say because I don't like saying it. But I think Man City are going to win the Premier League. Manchester United aren't going to win the Premier League, and that is abundantly clear from the fact that we've lost 2 games already in the first 3. You know, we've lost 66.33 recurring % of our games already. So we're not winning the league. I think Man City are going to win the league. We're not winning the Champions League. Do I think an English club will win the Champions League? I think Barcelona showed last year in the Champions League that they're very beatable because Roma knocked them out. And I think Real Madrid are weaker, even though they're 3 times winners. So I think that an English club could win the the Champions League. An English club's definitely going to win the Premier League. Get your money on that. They definitely will. But I think an English club can win the Champions League. And I think that Man City would be my pick out of the English clubs to go the furthest. I don't think Spurs can do it because I think Spurs are bottlers. Although they beat us. I don't think Liverpool can do it, although they will fancy their chances. But the final's in Madrid in 19. Maybe the Madrid teams will fancy it. But I don't think Real Madrid are going to win 4 Champions Leagues in a row. Alfie Thomas, do you feel the draws are rigged? I think from last season there are definitely concerns around it. I mean, for anybody who doesn't know about this Champions League rigged sort of rumour, Roma were selling tickets to the second leg, the Champions League semi-final second leg against Liverpool before the draw was even done. So not only were they, well, you've got Liverpool, but it was also the way the draw had been done that the second leg was in Roma. So that was a bit dubious, to be honest. But you know, who knows what goes on in the corridors of power. Gareth Burns, do you and DT not got in anymore? I don't know. I want Liverpool to take out the trash before starts to sink, says Skills for Real. They have weighted balls, says Monica Jones. So do I. Just got here. Have Manchester United drawn anyone yet, says Ethan Goody. No. I tell you what, we've got nearly 4,000 people watching. So if you are watching, please do click the share button and share it on Twitter and Facebook and all that jazz. And let's see if we can get over 4,000 people watching. What I want to know from you lot is, who do you think is going to be the furthest English club to go? And furthest English club and who's going to win it? And we'll read some of those out. So I'm going to say furthest English club, Man City. And I think Juventus are going to win it. I've just got a feeling Juventus are going to win it. And I want them to win it, because I don't think United can win it. And Juventus have always been my Italian team, and especially now, I mean, I love Ronaldo. So Juventus to win it, Man City to go the furthest, I think. Reece Sharple says he already knows the draw. I'd ask you to type it down, mate, but it's such a big draw. Madrid will lose their title in Madrid, says Hashem UFC. One United says, as a United fan, apart from Spurs, I don't want any other English club to win the Champions League. Well, no, we hate Liverpool and City, don't we? A few people are saying Liverpool, which is interesting. I will share that you will lose to Cardiff, says Andre. I don't even know when we're playing Cardiff. It's too far away. Shay G says, I think Liverpool will go the furthest and Juventus will win it. We've got a Liverpool fan in here saying they're going to go all the way. And Juventus winners, says Ryan. He's with me. Liverpool, says Liam George, although I hate to say it, and Barcelona to win it. Alfie Thomas says Barcelona to win it. To be honest, most people are saying Liverpool to go the furthest. What can't speak, can't lie. And there's a lot of comments saying Liverpool to go the furthest. And there's a lot of people saying Barcelona to win it. So, yeah, good. I think, I love the Champions League. I'll probably start doing watch-alongs for the Champions League on That's Football again when it kicks in. Which is why I'm very interested in the draw anyway, just to see what everybody else gets. But Stephen Owens has got £100 on Liverpool to win it. Here they're doing it again. Champions League goalkeeper of the tournament, Navas. Get on with the bloody draw. This is what gets on my nerves about the Champions League draw, is they turn it into some big event. Just do the draw. Please, just do the draw. Liverpool, they don't have Karius this year, and PSG says always red. PSG to win it. At some point, you do feel that PSG are going to have to start doing something. But goalkeeper of the tournament last year, Navas, run, get up there, get up there, do the draw. Thoughts on Alisson for Liverpool? Look, he's got a good ball distribution, but he's nowhere near as good as De Gea as a goalkeeper. That's what I would say. I know, I'm with you, DeSale. Bayern to win the Champions League. Have they really improved themselves that much? I think it's going to be a good Champions League, because I don't think the standard is. I don't think Real Madrid aren't as good as they have been. Not just because of losing Zidane, but obviously for losing Ronaldo. So Real Madrid aren't as good. So it does mean it's a bit more of a level playing field. So it's going to be a very interesting Champions League. Liverpool are in pot 3, says Black. They are. They could end up with a really tough group, Liverpool. So let's see what happens with that. Goalkeeper of the tournament should have been Karius. He should have been. You know I'm going to nick that and tweet it. I'm doing it now. United will come to life in the Champions League this year, says Dale Doyle. I hope so. Do I have high hopes for United, says King Nooms. I've always got high hopes for Manchester United. I've also got realistic hopes as well. We're not going to win the Premier League and we're not going to win the Champions League. I would love to be proven wrong, but I really don't think I will be. Ramos is sat right behind Salah. He could literally pull his hair. Misty Craft says we're going to finish the group with 12 points, which would be 4 wins. And Red Zabi says Atletico have got their best team in years. Atletico Madrid have got a very, very good team. It's going to be interesting to see how some of these groups develop, because we're saying, well, Manchester United, we're obviously going to pull out a decent team. But to be honest with you, everyone in pot 1 will be looking down and going, I don't want Manchester United, I don't want Tottenham. In pot 2, Dortmund, Porto, United, Shakhtar, Benfica, Napoli, Tottenham, Roma. If you're Juventus or Real Madrid or any of those teams, you're not really going to want United. You're not. I know on paper we're probably not the best, but it's still a big draw for them. So, yes, could be some very interesting groups. There'll be some easy groups there. I mean, you could have a group where it's Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, yeah. I'm lying. I was trying to do something clever there and tell you a really easy group, but I couldn't figure it out. Oh, come on. 3 draws and 3 home wins, says Zedri. And City, Barcelona and PSG will steamroll the Champions League, says Michael Towell. So we're approaching 25 past 5, and they still haven't even drawn out the groups yet, or even started to do it. Here we go, though. Hopefully what they're going to do now is from pot 1, they'll draw the groups that they're going to be in pot 1. So it doesn't actually get interesting until they start doing the second one. Dan Lee says this is taking years. They really do drag out the draw, Ash, you're right. And whoever gets Moscow is easy, says Mr. Skiller. The only problem with the Moscow team, the only problem with the Moscows is the trip. It's the actual trip to do it, isn't it? United won't get out of the group, says Stephen Bailey. Every team wants United in their group. I don't think they do, to be honest. That is a nonsense, Stephen, to be honest. No, none of the big teams are going to want United ahead of Shakhtar Donetsk or Benfica or Porto. I'm sorry, United might not be that good, but we've still got, teams aren't going to want to play us from that top group. They're doing something here. Yeah. They're doing something, but it doesn't involve the draw at the moment, so crack on. Crack on. Samuel Pinsey says, I fancy Juventus to win the Champions League. I do as well. Ewan Hackins says they're too busy fixing it. And nobody wants United in their draw, let's be honest, says Jacques Melody. I'd agree with that. I would agree with that because, yeah, we're not great, but Man United's now the world's joint most valuable sports team, says Virgil Hainsey. Yes, I saw this, Virgil. So Manchester United are now ranked the most valuable sports club in the world with the Dallas Cowboys. So that is amazing, isn't it? That Manchester United are the richest club in world football, sports club in world football, yet we haven't challenged for the title in our own country domestically for 6 years. So forget Champions League, we haven't even challenged for the title in our own country in 6 years, but we are the richest club in the world, sports club. To me, that's the only sentence you need to read, because that shows you exactly what's going wrong at United. Richest sports club in the world, not able to challenge for the title in their own country. It shows you we're being run badly, because you shouldn't be the richest club in the world and not challenging for titles in your country. It's ridiculous. Sevilla are not in the Champions League, Ash. No, they're not. The Spanish clubs in it are Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Valencia, and there should be a fourth. Who's the fourth Spanish club? There's always four. It's not there. Valencia, Liverpool, Roma, Napoli, Benfica, Borussia Dortmund, Porto, Shakhtar. There appears to only be 3 Spanish clubs in the draw, which is weird. Maybe they got knocked out in a qualifier. Somebody in the live comments will have that data. Oh, Barcelona. I forgot. Messi and Barcelona, Aaron Moss. So Barcelona, Valencia and the 2 Madrid clubs. The draw has started now. They are literally just going to put realistic expectations as Zoteng TV for United in the Champions League is the quarters, according to him. So they are just putting the teams into the groups now. So PSG have just been drawn. They are going to be in Group A, I believe. If they're going to do this right. Oh, I hate the way they pompously walk around with their balls going. Like they've probably been waiting for this all bloody summer. I'm doing the Champions League draw. The cameras are going to be on me. Okay, so Forlan's going to get a ball out. You want a tough group so Jose gets sacked quicker. Good thinking, Mark, says Dane Summer. I see where you're coming from with that. That is not why I want it. I just think United need a massive kick up the arse at the moment. So the tougher their fixture list, the tougher it will be. So PSG are going into Group C. This is going to take a while. It's an ad break on Sky Sports, says Matt Powell. It's not for us. And Dallas Cowboys haven't been near a title either, says Virgil Hainsey. So there you go. That's Mark, would you take finishing 10th and winning the Champions League, says Grant Walker? Well, considering that we're not actually going to win the Premier League anyway, if I could win the Champions League, of course. So Real Madrid have been drawn out. We're going to find We're going to find out what group they're going in, i.e. what letter. Get a bloody move on. Here he is again, look. Oh, taking me balls. Hurry up. Can't you jog a bit? Give it a stir. Hope we get Barcelona. We need to be challenged. I tell you what, I'm actually getting really excited about the draw now. It is actually starting. We've only been chatting for half an hour. But so my dream draw, just so people remember, and take a note of your own. You don't have to write everyone else's down. That will take a long time. My dream draw is Juventus, Manchester United, Valencia, and I think I'm going to say Red Star Belgrade. I'm going to change my mind just for the nostalgia of it. Yes. I think Mourinho has passion more than Pogba and Martial, says Oliver Cadre. Would you prefer to win the Premier League or the Champions League, says Peter Boothroyd. I knew that question was going to come. That's why I didn't prepare for it. I would rather win the Premier League. I think the Champions League is fantastic, and I'd love to win the Champions League. But I want to win the Premier League. I don't want to be 10 years without a Premier League. We're already going to be 6. I want to win the Premier League. So I would go Premier League. Let us know what you do in the live comments. And what I would just say in addition to that is that Zoeteng TV says, my last donation, I don't appreciate your energy. Fine. Thanks for that, mate. My thought process is that remember that Liverpool won the Champions League in 2005. I know they enjoyed winning that Champions League, but would they swap it for a Premier League considering they haven't won it in 30 years? I think they would. They're just putting teams into groups at the moment. So Bayern Munich have just gone into Group E. Whoa, they're in Group E. Aaron Moss says Premier League. Ila Sabajan says Premier League. I said, mark my words, get it your names. Mark says Kingdoms. There we go, well done. Mike Jones says 3 games and we're all saying we're a write-off. How? Well, we're a write-off for the Premier League, Mike, because Man City won the Premier League last year and they only lost 2 games. That's why. That's one reason. We're not winning the Premier League because we've already lost the same amount of games as Man City last season. Granted, the league could be more competitive this year and maybe the points will come down. But I think on top of that, most people think Manchester United won't win the Premier League because we're not good enough. We're not good enough. The team's in disarray. It's a different formation. It's a different lineup. It's a different philosophy. It's a different set of players. So at the moment, I think anybody who says that United aren't going to win the league, to be honest with you, you're probably quite accurate. We've got nearly 4,000 people watching. If you are new, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to be live again at 8 o'clock tonight with the normal 8 o'clock show. Actually, while we're waiting for this to start up properly, because they are drawing teams now, but they're just putting them into the groups. Any particular topics you want me to discuss at 8 o'clock tonight? I've got a few ideas, but I would like to know. Jared's in the house. Hello. You want to get the Champions League music on in the background, Mark? It always gives me goosebumps, says Dane Summer. Thanks, mate. Probably get done for copyright, though. I'm watching it on BT Sports, but you can watch it on the UEFA website, uefa.com. You can watch it on there. But at the moment, you may as well watch it with me. You may as well watch it with us, because all I'm going to, as they're doing it, I'm telling you what's happening anyway. Forlan's just gone like that. He hasn't really. Liverpool ain't going to win the Premier League like they always say, says King Nums. And like a boss, Donald Trump will win the Champions League. And well done to Luke Shaw, Manchester United just said. He's in the England squad. And he's basically taken Ashley Young's place. And who would have thought that in the summer? I always said, I want us to sign a left back because we're never going to see Luke Shaw playing ahead of Ashley Young. That's one thing that Jose Mourinho has got right. And Luke Shaw is now our first choice left back, and he's England's first choice left back. So well done to Luke Shaw. I'm very pleased for him, and he deserves a lot of credit. Subash K says, I love the United stand. I've been following you for nearly 4 years. Thanks, mate. And is the news with Martial and his contract extension rumours? Says Kyle J. I think it's true. I think he is going to sign a new contract because it's been reported by decent sources now. So keep your eye on this one. Take a note of this. Juventus are in Group H. So keep an eye on that. Juventus are in Group H. Let's not get relegated to the Europa League, says James Melly. Well, it's a bit like my FIFA league, my FIFA career mode at the moment. I'm going in the Europa League by the looks of it. Bloody disaster. And 1. Anthony Martial is so good when he plays. He smells like pepperoni nipples, says Bob Jackson. Didn't know pepperoni had them. Watching from Kenya, says Ronnie X. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from, actually, in the live comments. May as well shout a few people out for that. Am I Jose out, says Yuppie Yuppie? No, I'm not. I will back the manager while he's in charge. As I said the other night, if I was in charge of the club, I would probably be looking to to move him on because I can't see it getting any better. But while he's the manager, I don't hate Mourinho. It's not like Van Gaal or Moyes. I don't dislike Jose Mourinho. I've got a lot of sympathy for him, but sympathy is not what a Manchester United fan should have as an emotion for their manager. I didn't really ever have sympathy for Sir Alex Ferguson. I was in awe of him. He was a great leader, and Jose just doesn't look like he's going to sort it out. Graham McIntosh is watching from Canada with a very Scottish name. Adam Harris is in Nottingham. Aaron Arundian is in Bristol. CFC Jake is in London, who is a Chelsea fan. Not in the Champions League, Jake. I'm not even taking the mick, you're not. I don't know what Chelsea fans feel about that, because they normally are in the Champions League, aren't they? Will they take the Europa League seriously? Anyway, the group should start to get interesting now. Araz is in India. Wayne's in Jamaica. Manu's in Oldham. Lewis Munden's in Cornwall. Get my Renault Espace back. And nicked it off the drive, went down to Cornwall. Right, I knew they were going to do this. Champions League defender of the tournament, Sergio Ramos. Come on, get up, get your reward and get down, because it's about to get interesting now. We know all the groups for the Group A people. We'll now be doing United's group next. So it's about to get exciting. United and the Cowboys are both examples of mass marketing a team for fans and money. Essentially choosing to be Chick-fil-A instead of a steakhouse. Thanks. Good comment from Virgil Hainsey. Remember, if you want to leave us a super chat, you can do that. It's the $ at the bottom. But make sure you leave us a comment because we want to shout you out, of course. Also, just going to give a few shout outs for people who've shared the link on Twitter. At Kev Amandi, just dropping you a like now. At Swanui. At Someone Manami. At Sally Mitch 1. At Phil Foss 1. At Missy Beautiful. At JE1705. At It's a Boys X Owen. And at Noel Shaju. And at Saeed66109228. You don't do easy Twitter names, do you? At Mark Welsh 15, my kind of Twitter name. At Matt Redwell. At Sumai Vijit Ghosh. At Muad1011. At Lazy Fat Guy. At The Spicy Joker. At K Turner 2409. So don't worry, Ramos is just talking at the moment. At Jaden368. At Prinesh Das 08. At Rahman Wazafur. At Alex848. At Lewis Martin 115. At Keith Joe 6888553. At G Conway 9. At Wolf Dog 1. At Paul Duff. There we go. Thanks everyone who has shared it. We can shout out people who do it on Twitter because we can see who does it. So thank you very much for that. And we've had a few people sharing it on Facebook as well. But unfortunately, it doesn't give us the data for that. Just thanks everyone who shared the video. You are fantastic. Tolindu is watching from Boston. I'm watching Ramos, hoping he'll just get off the stage because the next bit's going to be good. We're waiting. Here we go. Here we go. One White says, just do the draw already. Tell you what I've got for my tea. Chicken tikka masala. Chicken tikka masala, back of the net. I'm starving. That's why I'm talking about food. Please shout out, says Raul Gonzalez. Don't normally do shout outs, but you're just lucky there that Ramos is boring me. We're waiting for the next bit. Always Red says, I love the United Stand. I watch it on my breaks at work and interact with the great community. You are a great community. That's what the United Stand is, a great community. And you are all absolutely fantastic. Yes! Ramos is off the stage. Here we go. Get yourselves excited. Here we go. United about to find out the draw. We're out. Group H is the one I want for United. But let's wait and see. Do us a favour, Kaka. So, here we go. we've got, coming out of the groups first, Porto are coming out first. Bearded Monkey says, Chelsea fan here. Yes, it's disappointing we're not in the Champions League after the Conte fiasco. I think Sarri will go all out for the Europa in my opinion, which is an alright trophy to win. Yeah, just very quickly on that, Bearded Monkey. Obviously, we've got experience of the Europa League. I've always said about the Europa League that it will ultimately always be a Premier League killer. I think you really need to go for top 4 or the Europa League. To be honest, having experienced it and having won the Europa League and seen how close we went to going out a couple of times, I would always go for top 4. So it'd be interesting to see what Sarri does. I certainly don't think you can do both. I know Chelsea, funnily enough, did they do both? No, I don't know whether they did do both once, but very, very hard to do. So, and Arsenal will definitely be going for the Europa League. So Porto have been put into Group D, which is Lokomotiv Moscow. So we're not going to Moscow. We're not going to Moscow. I think that's great news. We're definitely getting a tough team then. That's the group that Liverpool want. Lokomotiv Moscow and Porto, because Liverpool are a Group C team. So that would be a very good group for Liverpool. But we're not going to Moscow. So that's I'm quite pleased about that. So Roma are coming out next. Roma next. I don't know what you lot think in the live comments. But Group D is looking like an easy one. Liverpool will get that. Definitely they'll get that. So are you happy that we're not going to Moscow, everybody? I'm happy. I'm very happy that Flex isn't going to Moscow because it'd probably be bloody expensive. I'm a plant. Hope we get a tough group. Might wake us up. I'm with you, plant. I'm a plant too. Group D already trash, says hell now. Yeah, I won't be doing watch-alongs for that. Stevie G's Rangers are winning in the Europa. So Group G for Roma, which is Real Madrid. So we're not getting Real Madrid either. Not a bad group for Real Madrid. I mean, the semi-finalist last year, Roma. Don't knock it. Bite it, don't fight it. So Real Madrid, we're not getting Real Madrid. Which, I want Juventus. I want Group H. Come on, Kaka, do your thing. Here we go. Manchester United. Here we go. We know where we're going. Group H. 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 Manu boys easy. He says, I'll take anyone. Come on, Forlan. Do us a favour. Give us Group H. Can't open the ball. The suspense. Yes! Back of the net! Group H! Juventus, baby! I hope it is Group H, actually. Juventus, baby! Come on! Come on! Come on! I love it. I'm well happy with that. Well happy with that. I'm absolutely ecstatic with that. Come on! Love it. Ronaldo's coming back to Old Trafford. Oh, come on. Whether we've had a bad start to the season or not, that is exciting. Juventus at Old Trafford and in Turin. Brilliant. That's what the Champions League is all about. I'm really, really pleased about it. Imagine if my dream group gets pulled out. Valencia and Red Star. Well happy. I'm really happy about that. I'm looking at the live comments to see if anyone's not happy about it. But it's rigged, says the darkness. But I'm happy about that. You know, Ronaldo at Old Trafford is obviously fantastic. But going to Turin as well. I think Serie A football is on the up as well. Serie A. Italian football's on the up as well. I think that's a great draw. Really pleased about it. Dortmund are in Atletico Madrid's group. That would be a tough group for Liverpool to drop into. Keep an eye on Group A. But yes, we've got Juventus. We've got Juventus. We're still waiting to see who Spurs and Man City are going to get. But from Manchester United's point of view, come on, Juventus. Absolutely ecstatic with that. Over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Jordan Thompson says, hey Mark, sorry for calling you dumb earlier. Anyway, I've been watching for 3 years from New Jersey and I just want to say keep up the good work. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Hashtag Jose out. I didn't know you called me dumb, mate. Didn't know you had. You wouldn't be the first. But yeah, very, very pleased with that. Juventus, obviously Ronaldo there, but very, very good team. Alexandro, we wanted him. You'll get to see what he's all about as well. We might, Natunk, you're right, we might lose to Juventus because it's going to be a tough game. I think Jose will be sat in his hotel room, you know, not happy. But I, as a United fan, and a lot of you are very happy about the challenge we're going to face. I want to face decent teams. Man City have pulled a nice one out. Shakhtar Donetsk, they'll be fine about that. Fred's old club played against them last year, so I'm absolutely over the moon. Over the moon that we've got Ronaldo. Brilliant. Really, really pleased. Jose has got a good record against the Italian teams. You're right, notorious nerd. So, I hope you're all excited. I certainly am. I think we've got a couple of cracking watch-alongs already there, haven't we? The Juventus games. This is what I mean. This is what I mean about United, though. I think we've had such an uninspiring start to the season. Why should we, as a fan base, be like, I don't want anybody good. Please give us a crap draw. Give us the worst teams. Why should we want that? Why? We're Manchester United. We shouldn't be scared of anybody anyway. And also, we want to be entertained. And if our team's not good enough, and if we go to cheer in and we get beat 4-0, and at Old Trafford they beat us 2-0, yeah, that's not nice. We won't enjoy it. But the eyes will be on the board then and say, look what you're inflicting on us. Richest club in the world, and we can't beat some of the best teams in the world. Barcelona, Tottenham. Ooh, sit down with that one. That's a tough one for Spurs, but they'll give them a game. I think Spurs will give them a game. Spurs last year were in the group of death, weren't they? They had Dortmund, Real Madrid, and somebody else. Obviously, I forget who it was, but that's a good draw for United. A tough draw for Spurs. To be honest, everyone will say we've got a tough draw, so maybe Spurs fans are like us. Maybe Spurs fans are like, yes, we've got Barcelona. So I think a lot of people will be like that. I've just been sent a funny article here, actually. It's not funny. It's let me just read it to you. Luka Modric is out at the moment. Manchester United have taken steps in reminding their club ambassadors of their loyalties to the side and to be careful when talking about affairs in public, such as not criticising Jose Mourinho. Well, I would expect that. It's like Brian Robson came out and backed Mourinho, didn't he? I'd take it with an absolute bucket of salt, because they are ambassadors of the club, then therefore they're employees of the club, and you cannot be, as an employee of the club, criticising something within the club. So I don't think that's news, to be honest. I really don't. Pogba returns to Juve as well. Yeah. Very, very interesting subplots. And I think Pogba will probably go back to Juve with a hint of bitterness, really, that he's in that situation where he's sort of gone backwards a little bit, hasn't he? His career's gone backwards, and Juventus is probably on the uprising as well. So, yeah, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. I don't know whether they, if anybody in the live comments knows this or wants a little bit of a job. If anyone wants to find out when do they do the draw for the fixtures, because I've got no idea about that. That would be very interesting. But pot threes are about to be drawn. It's moving now, isn't it? I applaud the Champions League. It is moving now. It's moving quite quick now. Del Boy says how far we've fallen. No, he didn't. He said who's in our group, Juventus at the moment. And Walter says, I'm not scared at all. It's not like it can get any worse. Totally agree with you, mate. Liverpool better not get Group A, says Mr. You know Liverpool are going to land on their feet. As good as Liverpool have been recently, they do get a lot of luck when it comes to draws. I mean, their route to the final was pretty, apart from City where they played well, was a bit simple. Paul Robinson says, how does Modric speak excellent English? Amazing. Well, he played for Spurs for a few years, mate. Maybe you forgot. Then again, it does put people like Sanchez and Valencia to shame. AWS says, aren't the fixtures already set? They may well be, mate. I just don't know. I've not seen anything about it. 2 hours after the draw, says Dan Kelly. Okay. I'm chatting away here and I'm thinking we've got a team to come into our group, haven't we? Man City, Shakhtar and Lyon. Man City are going to breeze through their group. One White's right. They're going to breeze through their group. Moscow. We don't want them. We don't want them. We don't want Moscow. There's a good chance we might get them, though. CSK Moscow. We got them last year. I don't want Moscow. Sit down, Moscow. Such a boring team. Watch this be Group H. CSK Moscow will be in Group Yes, G. They're not in ours. Good. We're all right, Ewan. Hacking, he says not them. So Real Madrid, Roma and CSK Moscow. We didn't get Moscow. So Liverpool are looking good for that nice, easy group, aren't they? Schalke? I wouldn't mind Schalke. I wouldn't mind Schalke. We haven't got anyone yet, Aish. We haven't got anyone yet. Apparently we can't have Schalke. Why can't we have Schalke then? We're Group H. Why can't we have Schalke then? Because we've only got an Italian and an English club. Group D for Schalke. That's quite an easy group. Schalke, Porto and Moscow. That's a good group to get. D is so easy. That's the one Liverpool would have wanted, I think. Group D. Valencia. This is who I wanted. I wanted Valencia. So if we get Valencia, I'm going to be well happy. And it can only be Group E or H. So come on. I want Valencia. This is my dream group. I said Juventus, Valencia and Red Star. That's what I wanted. So I should have put a bet on. Oliver says we don't want Valencia. We don't want Valencia. I do. Yay! It's Valencia. He's delivered again. Back of the net. We've got a cracker. This is going to be great. This Champions League is going to be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Valencia, come on. Valencia, come on down. I'm really pleased with this draw. I'm really pleased with this draw. We're not having an easy group. I'm fed up of it being easy and dull and boring. Let's bloody have a challenge. Let's have a challenge. I am getting the group I wanted, Shorty, too. I said my dream group, Juventus, United, Valencia and Red Star Belgrade. I wish I'd put a bloody bet on. I really, really do. Although, I changed my mind from Red Star, didn't I? If you were watching at the start of the show, I did say Galatasaray. But I'll stick with Red Star. But very, very happy. I'm very happy with that. Let me know in the live comments, because I think there's a few people a little bit worried. But Valencia, Valencia is a brilliant team for us to play, because Sevilla, we're going to beat Sevilla, played us off the park over 2 legs. So Jose's got to change the way he's going to play, which is what we want him to do. He can't do what he did against Sevilla, against Valencia. So he's going to have to play football. So it's a real, some people will say, oh, this is Jose out, wanting a tough group. I would flip it the other way and say it's probably more Jose in, because it's only the group stage. he can't have the embarrassment of getting knocked out of the group. He'll be sweating at home, but he can't play against Valencia like he did against Sevilla. He's going to have a go. So I'm pleased. I'm really, really pleased with that. Really, really pleased with Valencia and Juventus. And already, without the third team, it's going to be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Michael Connor says, I love the group so far. We can get through this group. I'm with you, Michael. I think it's doable. It's definitely doable. We've nearly hit 1,000 likes, by the way. So if you haven't liked the video, please do, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. But One Love MUFC says, very happy with the group. Danny Green says, Valencia are crap. Well, remember, Gary Neville used to manage them. They were really bad then, weren't they? Around that time. I'm not saying because Gary Neville managed them, they were crap. They were crap. That's a tough group. Atletico Madrid, Dortmund and Monaco. That is a tough group. So Liverpool, we should know their group by now. Liverpool. United for the Europa League, says Mr. Vlasic. Look, if we end up in the Europa League, then we end up in the Europa League, don't we? But I think, we want United to have challenges this summer, this Champions League. Why is she chatting and not putting Liverpool in their group? I didn't even see what Liverpool's group were. I will now. So Barcelona, Tottenham and PSV. Oh, Liverpool were... what group did Liverpool get then? Bayern Munich and Benfica, or PSG and Napoli? They're a bit slow there. Why have they gone to Ronaldo? I didn't see them put Liverpool's group up. What are they on about? Liverpool got PSG and Napoli. Yeah, at least they can't get Inter. PSG and Napoli for Liverpool. Tough group. Tough group. I've got. You know what? What I would say is I would applaud the. I do applaud the Champions League. I loved the Champions League last year. The group stages used to be a little bit, and this is obviously an improvement because it's even the group stages are really, really challenging now. So yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Big fan of the Champions League at the moment, and I think from a United point of view, very, very excited. So let's see if we can get Red Star Belgrade in our group. So, Hoffenheim, can we have them in our group? Yes, we can. That would be it. Tell you what, this would be... United will get Hoffenheim, Mark, says Richard Duff. He's very, very certain. I'll be very happy with that. Another really good up-and-coming manager. Forget his name. I don't forget his name. I just can't pronounce it. But that'll be tough. That'll be tough. That'll be a tough group. Mohamed's excited, hopefully about the football. Group F for Hoffenheim. So City have got a. That's not. It's not. There's not a walk in the park group for City. I think they will walk through it, but they're all half decent teams: Shakhtar, Monaco, and Hoffenheim. So not terrible. Wan White says it's an easy group. I think United would have had a game against Hoffenheim. Nagelsmann, that's it. Dr. Dre. Galatasaray. Now, this was my initial dream group before I thought about, you don't really want to be going to Turkey if you're United. So, you don't necessarily want this group, to be honest with you. Oliver Musley says he'd have a bit of Galatasaray. This was my original dream, but I want Red Star now. So, here we go. Here we go. Galatasaray. Group D. So they've got a good draw because that's the crap group, isn't it? Group D. Schalke, Porto, Moscow, Galatasaray. Well, actually, it's not a crap group. It's just an even spread of teams, isn't it? They're happy. They're shaking their hands. Bit smug, really, them Galatasaray people, to be honest with you. But, yeah, it's a good group. I didn't say Borussia Dortmund instead of Juventus because Borussia Dortmund weren't even in that group. Young boys. We don't want young boys. Nobody wants young boys. Munib says, Red Star, are you crazy? We'll lose half of our fan base. We have got a lot of fans over there, haven't we, United? I don't know whether... Yeah, young boys can be in our group. And they are! United get young boys. So I didn't get my dream at all. That should be... That is an easier team for United. I didn't want them. I'm not happy with that. So our group is Juventus, Valencia and Young Boys, which basically means everyone's going to beat the Young Boys, and then that'll be done. Oh well, I'm still very pleased with Valencia and Juventus, but I think we're all going to stuff the Young Boys, aren't we? So that won't be a problem for United. I think, to be honest, I think in reflection, it's the sort of draw. It's the sort of draw that you can't have it all, can you? I would like to have got a better team and given it a little bit. I don't know anything about them. But you'd expect that should be 6 points from the group. They're Swiss, aren't they? Club Bruges coming out. At least we've got someone we can beat, says Ryan Williams. Well, United getting young boys, it's football Twitter's dream as well, isn't it? Because they can just crack out loads of jokes about it as well. Selwyn Greenidge says if we don't get through, Jose has to go. Well, you expect Juventus to go through. I think Valencia will be the tough game for us. Whatever you do, Mike Thomas has said this as well. Don't start typing into Google young boys and researching where they're from or what they're all about. You'll have a knock on your door. Where will we finish in this group, says Glass Moon. I think it's a very interesting group. That's a good group as well. Bruges, Monaco, Dortmund, Madrid. I'm just waiting to see what the other two English clubs get. Sam Howes, Valencia's going to beat us. And I'm not happy with that draw, says Victor Simeonov. Victoria Plazan are coming out. And they're going to go in Group E or G. We lost to Basel last year. Yeah, we did. Yeah, and to be honest with you, while we're being a bit of arrogant, remember we are. I know a few people are starting to get off now, get your tea and stuff. We are live at 8 o'clock. Don't forget to join us at 8 o'clock for that. We'll be talking about United, obviously. Real Madrid, Roma, Moscow, and Victoria Pleasant. So a very comfortable group. You would have thought for Roma and Real Madrid. To be honest, it's a good group for them. Lots of talk about what's going to happen to young boys. It just doesn't read right, does it? Inter Milan. Now, I don't know whether they can go in Liverpool's group, but it would be funny if they were. No, what a group that is. Spurs are in a rubbish group again. Barcelona, Tottenham, Inter Milan. What a group that is for Spurs. Tough group. Tough group. Yeah, I am live at 8 o'clock. Couple of hours, I'll be live again. Don't worry. Athens. Liverpool probably get them, won't they? Group E. No, Munich, Benfica, Ajax, Athens. So who did Liverpool... I keep missing Liverpool's group. Oh, Liverpool got some really weird rubbish team called FK Crvena Zvezda. Oh, is that Red Star Belgrade? Is that what they're called now? My ignorance of geography there. Yes, they are. Yeah, Liverpool got Red Star Belgrade. I don't know how good they are. I think Spurs will get out of that group, Man United, to be honest with you. I do. Yeah, I think they will. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Loads of people getting involved in the channel. All I can do is applaud you because it was difficult at the start of the draw, but really, really enjoyed it. Don't start Google searching young boys. And we will see you at 8 o'clock, live at 8 o'clock. Make sure if you have been new and you enjoy the community, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you all at 8 o'clock for the normal 8 o'clock show. We'll be talking United. See you all soon. I'm happy with the draw. Juventus, Valencia and Young Boys. That's what United have got.